Love Actually is a British rom-com from 2003. Set in London at Christmas time, it follows the lives of 8 couples and their love stories. Now, it divides opinion. Some people love this film. Some people, not so much. Regardless of whether you love it or hate it, I think it's a great film to learn English and to learn about British culture. So today, that's exactly what we're gonna do. I can't wait. So, let's run the intro. Welcome to Eat, Sleep, Dream English. If you haven't met me before, my name is Tom and I teach fresh, modern British English so that you can take your English to the next level and achieve your life goals, whatever they may be. Now, today we're looking at Love Actually. How can Love Actually help us to learn English? I'm going to divide this video up into 2 main sections, the language section and the culture section. Let's start with the language section and particularly with the accents. Love Actually does a good job of having a variety of accents, both regional British accents and international ones. The main accent that you're going to hear is received pronunciation, or RP as it's also known.
The lobster?
Yeah,
In the nativity play,
yeah, first lobster.
there was more than one lobster present at the birth of Jesus.
Now, received pronunciation comes in different forms, and not just one. It's regarded by many as the standard English that you'll hear, and that's because it avoids non-standard grammatical forms and slang vocabulary. As I said, there are many examples of RP in Love Actually. So if you take Hugh Grant or Emma Thompson, they speak with a sort of mainstream RP accent. It's quite posh. Very well pronounced. All the sounds and syllables are very well pronounced.
We will, of course, try to be clever, but let's not forget that America is the most powerful country in the world. I'm not going to act like a petulant child.
There are also examples of contemporary RP, which is maybe a little looser with some of the sounds. So for example, maybe you might get a glottal T. So they might say water instead of water. But generally they're using RP. Chris Marshall in Love Actually is an example of contemporary RP.
American girls would seriously dig me with my cute British accent.
So contemporary just means modern. So this is a modern version of received pronunciation. We've also got Martine McCutcheon, who plays Natalie, the Prime Minister's assistant. She's from London, Wandsworth in the film, which is in South London. But she uses broadly a London accent with features of a Cockney accent.
No, I've just split up with my boyfriend actually, so I'm back with my mum and dad for a while.
Then you've got Liam Neeson, who plays Daniel, and he has a Northern Irish accent.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's stellar. Apart from the one obvious tiny little baby little hiccup.
There's also a soft Welsh accent from Joanna Page, who plays Just Judy.
Nice to meet you, Jack. You got me right though, I'm just Judy.
There's also a Scottish accent,
We all do. That's why we're making the new version.
a Geordie accent, which comes from Newcastle,
I understand you've got a prize for our competition winners. Yeah.
and there are a variety of American accents as well.
2 years, 7 months, 3 days, and I suppose an hour and 30 minutes.
Now, in terms of learning English, Love Actually is fantastic for British English vocabulary, particularly informal words and phrases. It's also super rude. I'd totally forgotten how rude it was. I watched it back. There's a lot of swear words in here.
Is Natalie it?
Where the is my coat?
Jeez. Here's a short scene that we're going to look at really quickly to see what kind of vocabulary they're using here. Now, what I want you to do is to watch it once, see how much you understand. Then afterwards, I'll explain some of the vocabulary and we can watch it again and see if you understand more. All right, here we go.
I've just worked out why I can never find true love.
What's that?
English girls. They're stuck up, you see. And I am primarily attractive to girls who are, you know, cooler, game for a laugh. Like American girls. So I should just go to America. I would get a girlfriend there instantly. What do you think?
I think it's crap, Colin.
That's where you're wrong. American girls would seriously dig me with my cute British accent.
Okay, so in this scene, you've got Chris Marshall telling his friend that he wants to go to America because he thinks he'll be more successful with women out there because of his British accent. Now, let's pick out 4 words there. Stuck up, first of all. Stuck up is an adjective and it means that you think you are superior to those around you. You think you are better than anyone else. So he describes English girls as being stuck up. You've got the phrase game for a laugh, or up for a laugh as well is another way of saying that. And that means you are keen to have fun. So he says he's attracted to girls who are game for a laugh, who are up for a laugh. So girls that are keen to have fun. Crap, okay, some people see this as a bit of a rude word. It means not very good. Okay, so if you say something is crap, you're saying it's not good at all. It's very bad. So Chris Marshall's friend here is saying that his idea is not very good. And dig, which I think probably comes from American English, just means like. So they might dig my accent, means they might like my accent. So if you dig something, you like it. Very informal. Okay, let's watch this scene again, see how much you understand now.
I've just worked out why I can never find true love.
Why's that?
English girls. They're stuck up, you see. And I am primarily attractive to girls who are, you know, cooler, game for a laugh. Like American girls. So I should just go to America. I would get a girlfriend there instantly. What do you think?
I think it's crap, Colin.
That's where you're wrong. American girls would seriously dig me with my cute British accent.
Okay, let's pick out some other words and phrases that are really useful.
How far is this place?
Just round the corner.
All right.
Just round the corner. Just round the corner means really close. Like, not far away. It doesn't literally mean like round a corner. It just means like, yeah, nearby. So in this scene, the school is very close to their house.
I was hoping you'd win. Not that wouldn't have been nice to the other bloke too, just always giving him the boring biscuits with no chocolate.
Could there be a more British word than bloke? Bloke just means man, like an average man. Now you'd put an adjective in front of that, so he's a nice bloke, he's a good bloke.
No one's ever going to shag you if you cry all the time.
Ah, shag. Now this is an informal word to mean to have sex. They use it quite a lot in this film.
Oh, bingo. That's lovely.
Bingo. All right, I like this one. Bingo. If you want to show kind of satisfaction that something has happened that you wanted to happen or it's positive, you would say bingo. So if you're looking for something and then you find it, you say, ah, bingo. Got it. Like, yes. In this example, Keira Knightley is looking at the video footage of her wedding and it's exactly what she wanted. So the outcome is positive. So she says, oh, bingo, this is perfect. All right, we've looked at the language. Now, let's move on to the culture. And firstly, as a Londoner, I have to say that I do love the amount of footage they have of London. It's almost like a love letter to the city. If you've seen it before, you will have noticed that it does feature Rowan Atkinson, aka Mr. Bean.
Looking for anything in particular, sir?
It's Mr. Bean. Perfect. Doesn't matter what character he does in any film or any TV series, he is always Mr. Bean to me, or Johnny English as well. Obviously, it's a film that stars a host of famous British actors. You got Keira Knightley, Emma Thompson, Hugh Grant, Colin Firth, Liam Neeson, the list goes on. And it also has a cameo from two super famous British TV hosts, Ant and Dec.
So, Billy, 3 weeks till Christmas. Looks like the real competition is going to be blue.
Up until recently, they have been the faces of British mainstream TV. They host a lot of live reality TV. So things like I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, X Factor, etc. I grew up with these guys. They've been on TV ever since I can remember. So it's a nice little cameo that they make. Love Actually is essentially a Christmas film, and it has lots of little traditions of Christmas that we celebrate here. So for example, one thread of the story is how Bill Nighy is trying to get a Christmas #1. Now this is a huge thing, or at least it was when I was a child and when I was growing up. There is always a battle between musicians to get the Christmas #1, which is the most popular song at Christmas. It's a tradition, there's always a lot of hype about it, who's going to be Christmas #1. In the film, Bill Nighy is battling with Blue, which was a boy band from that time, and he wins. I'm sorry to spoil the story there, but yeah, he won. So to be #1 on top of the charts at Christmas is a huge thing in Britain.
And the big question is, who is #1 on the Radio 1 chart show tonight? Is it Blue or the unexpected Christmas sensation from Billy Mack? Well, you might have guessed it, although you may not believe it. It's Billy Mack!
Another traditional part of Christmas is to have a nativity play. This is a play put on by children at school that tells the story of the birth of Jesus. It's usually at primary school, so very young kids of 6, 7, 8 years old. And it's usually a very sweet event. Parents will attend, grandparents. I went to my niece and nephew's nativity plays, and it's always really lovely. There's you know, someone plays Mary, one plays Joseph, there's the sheep. There isn't usually an octopus in a nativity play, but Love Actually wanted to give it a bit of a twist, so yeah.
Put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away.
Another big part of Christmas is a Christmas party, or a work Christmas party. So every office, or most offices, will organise a party for their staff, and usually it gets quite crazy, quite wild, and a lot of regret. People say things, do things that they regret the next day. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy. There might be something called a Secret Santa. This is where you are given the name of someone in the office, and then you have to buy them a gift. And they don't know who's bought them the gift. It's a secret, hence Secret Santa. And sometimes there's a price limit on that, so it could be £5, £10. Yeah, usually quite fun. There are also carol singers. Carol singers are singers that go around houses knocking on doors, and they will sing traditional carols for money, and then they'll give that money usually to charity. As you can see in Love Actually, the Prime Minister does carol singing. Again, not very traditional, that one. Theresa May hasn't knocked on my door and sung a song. What a strange image that is. Anyway.
Are you singing carols?
No, I'm not.
Please, sir, please. Please.
Well, I mean, I suppose I could.
Please.
All right.
Hooray!
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen.
I also love that in this film there are little aspects of British culture in there. So, for example, there are some Waitrose bags in one scene. Waitrose is a supermarket here, quite a high-end supermarket, and I just love that they've got that in there.
The problem is, it was his mum always used to talk to him, you know, and...
Also, there's a picture of Margaret Thatcher. So Hugh Grant playing the Prime Minister talks to Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was Prime Minister in the 1980s here in Britain.
You have this kind of problem? Yeah, of course you did, you saucy minx.
Another aspect I like is that they capture how British people are terrible at speaking other languages. Now, of course, not all British people, but a lot of us are terrible at speaking another language.
She's Portuguese.
Buongiorno. Eusebio. Molto bueno.
What I like, though, is that they capture how hapless and useless Colin Firth is at trying to speak another language. And it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of true for a lot of Brits. As I said, Hugh Grant plays the Prime Minister. We also get to see where the Prime Minister lives, 10 Downing Street. I'm sure that's not the real 10 Downing Street, it's just a set. But yeah, it shows you what it looks like. It's that famous black door, the number 10. So that's kind of cool. Now, we touched on this earlier, but there is this idea that, certainly in Love Actually, there is this idea that Americans love the British accent. That for Chris Marshall, that character, if he goes to America and just speaks in his British English accent, that he's going to have girls surrounding him. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. If there are any Americans out there, I'd love you to tell me, is this true? Do Americans like the British English accent, the Cockney accent, the received pronunciation, the Scouse accent, whatever it may be? Is it true? And also, for anyone else out there, is there an accent from your country that is particularly revered, is one that most people really like? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, but before I finish, I need to get something off my chest. There is one part of this film that really annoys me. This part.
Over there. Oh no!
It's okay, we'll go to the airport. I know a shortcut.
Which airport? London has 5 airports. You can't just go to the airport. What? Which airport are you going to... We got Heathrow, Gatwick, Stansted, Luton, City, plus probably a few more. Which airport are they going to?
It's okay, we'll go to the airport. I know a shortcut.
Doesn't make sense. It shouldn't annoy me. I don't know why it annoys. I need to get over that, don't I? It's really not that important. Okay, I'm sorry. In one of the stories, language plays a huge part in helping love to blossom. It's quite a sweet one. Colin Firth cannot speak Portuguese, and his love interest is from Portugal and cannot speak English. So through learning a language, they both find a way to communicate to each other, and love grows from there. And as an English teacher, I like that.
Só queria saber.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Give me a big thumbs up and let me know, which film would you like to learn English with next? Which British film would you like to learn English with next? Suggestions in the comments below. Remember to check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, and if you want to become a member of Eat, Sleep, Dream English, hit that join button below this video. Until next time, this is Tom, the Chief Dreamer, saying goodbye.